And we are live here with Real News Quarantine. We're going to be doing a special edition here because I've graduated from Zoom University, and we're going to dive into how that.
Shit.
Don't get too excited. Don't get too excited. But
Congratulations,
it was.
graduates.
It's a unique experience. I will say that.
How was it? How was the Zoom graduation?
Oh god. Well, first of all, it was done through Vimeo live streaming.
Oh,
And now
shit.
it's again, don't get too excited.
Do they have like a keynote speaker or anything, or are they just like, hello, Penn State student, you have graduated?
Yeah, no,
from Penn
he had a
State
keynote
University."
speaker. Hey, he had a keynote speaker. Hey, let's take Siri seriously, okay?
Oh my god, did they even say your like actual name, or was it like a text-to-speech program? It's like, congratulations, you have graduated from the College of.
I
Yeah.
tried to downplay it.
Congratulations, John Semenko, for graduating from Penn State University.
I mean, to be honest, like I tried to downplay. It's like when they say comedians should always undersell themselves. I was trying to undersell this, but there was no keynote speaker. Baron never even said my name or nobody's name. And yes, it was live stream on Vimeo, not even Zoom. And then it got re-uploaded through YouTube. They couldn't even stream it on YouTube, which we're doing literally right now, and leave it up on YouTube and just have it like upload itself. They had to. I just don't get it. They had to do things way more complicated than they had to be. And as Phil jokingly but also truthfully displayed there, they had some rando like fucking say your name. So here we are, we're on the site here. Oh, I should link this shit for you guys. I already did technically. You guys can find the link. Oh wait, no, it's probably buried in those screenshots I was posting. That's a little insider secret right there. But let's see. So let's go to the College of let's go to College of Business, since I'm not in that one.
Smeal.
Yeah.
That was my school.
That's where some smart motherfuckers are. So let's pick a hard name.
Smeal. Isn't that awesome?
Wait, so you had Joe Jonas on there?
What was that?
They had Joe Jonas on there apparently.
Yeah, they did. He made a cameo. That's what felt like a cameo. I'll show you that in a second.
That's actually pretty cool. During my graduation, they had some fucking some diversity chick from Dell or something like that.
Oh, they mentioned the words.
And all she did, there's like, oh, I did all this diversity hiring and shit. I'm like, you completely ruined my graduation. Shut the fuck up and give me my diploma. I'm already sick of this shit.
You know, they made it through this like 40-minute thing by only saying diversity and inclusion once. I was impressed. But there's more to that story. But when you come to each college, you have to scroll. Okay, there's a letter from the dean. It's okay, who gives a shit? And then you search for your name. So let's say I was Assad al-Busadi. I'd click this, and it says your name.
It sounds very personal.
It is extremely. It's what I paid for. $35,000 a year went towards that.
It's $120,000 well spent.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now. It's like a fucking YouTube video.
Oh, we gotta get into the video. There's some interesting
You need to go click
stuff.
view more. It doesn't even show everyone's stuff on there either. You have to keep going down to even find you. Oh my god.
Well, that's why there's a search box. And I posted on Facebook. And what were you saying about the link?
Yeah, it looks like malware. Like I've seen malware with that same like web dot. What was that? You gotta look for your Facebook.
It probably is.
It's
Penn
like
State's
web.core dot like windows.net or whatever. Like I've seen malware using that same sort of shit.
Well, because when
Penn
you
State's
open,
probably.
what was that?
I was gonna say Penn State's probably pissed off that Donald Trump's blaming the Chinese for all this shit. They're like, oh, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get him. Fuck him. We're gonna sell out all our malware to China.
Dude, speaking of that, literally the first thing they mention after they do this intro bullshit, the very first thing they mentioned was how much they love their international students. I was like, wow, okay, I see. You put the people that pay you the most like right in front.
Yeah, this person even sounds like a fucking text to speech program. Do they like it? Like I'm listening to your shit from the Facebook. This is so terrible.
I know, and like when you open it, it like has a section where you can share on Facebook. And I was like, oh, can I actually share this link? I wish you could. There's an easier way to copy the link. It was kind of stupid, but I posted, but there was like no preview image, no nothing. It does look like some weird like malware thing. I'm like, nobody's gonna click on this and listen to it. I mean, I posted a comment to just show how just strange this whole graduation is. I mean, they claim we're going to be able to come back for something else later, but who knows at this point. Oh, God. And the funniest part was at the beginning when Baron's starting it off. Like, he's in some, like, fucking, like set. And there's, like, plants here and some TVs. And he has some bling on. Like, he has this gold thing. It's like some fucking bling. That's what it looked like to me. And
it was one of those suits or whatever, like with the it had some sashy metal shit to it.
Yeah, what is that shit?
Fucking weird. I don't know.
It is weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
It's probably crafted in Skull and Bones' as like secret room in Old Main.
Fucking ground up by the souls of all the other people you fucking ripped off, you bitch.
Yeah, the thing was like he was like, we've overcome so many obstacles. Like you
guys overcome so much to make sure that my salary remains high, man.
We fired so many OPP staffers. We cut so many teachers' salaries so that I can keep my $1 million.
You what a piece of shit. Like, what's he even doing?
I think he did take a cut with like literally nothing. But
didn't that piece of shit make a statue of himself?
Oh God, he did. I think.
I swear to God, I think I saw it somewhere. Like there was a statue made for himself. Like, I mean,
even Trump doesn't have a statue yet.
Yeah,
he'll get one eventually.
Yeah, he'll get one.
Yeah,
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, yeah. They need to put all 4 of his faces on Mount Rushmore. They need to just do a fucking jackhammer to all of the other faces on Mount Rushmore and put Donald Trump, all 4 of his faces on there to replace him.
Well, the funny thing too is when Barron's diving into this, he's talking about the coronavirus happened and this is an unprecedented semester. We had all these obstacles, and literally when he was going, we had to transition to Zoom. We had many spotty Wi-Fi issues, and as he was literally saying many spotty Wi-Fi issues, it went many Wi-Fi issues. Like it started like jerking, and the stream started fucking up. Well, I'm trying to find in the replay, but I was like, this is unreal. But it did happen multiple times in the stream. So yeah, he did that. What else happened? There's like pictures. It's all the bullshit of how, you're gonna change the world. Oh, you're so amazing. You learn so many things in these bullshit classes. Oh, they show the inclusivity shit. Here, I'll take a snapshot and show you. Like that. If you guys open the video and go to minute 9, those banners they hung downtown that was like every fucking like diversity thing. Like somebody.
No. I stand corrected with the statue. That was Florida State made a statue of Eric Barron.
Why the fuck did Florida State make one of him?
I don't know. Who the fuck knows? But the only thing that I mean, these presidents, they're something else. I don't know what the fuck is going on with the Penn State water, but. Yeah, like the last one, Erickson. I think did he melted? Isn't that's the guy that melted the Joe Paterno statue, and made like the letters for his building, the Erickson building.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's what ended up happening. Yeah.
Maybe that's like the sort of the myth they've kind of told, and he's probably like secretly like hiding it somewhere. Like I heard the Joe Pa statue like is hidden somewhere.
No, I think it's gone. But there. I mean, there was last thing I heard, there was some people trying to remake a Joe Paterno statue, but they need to. I'm sorry, he is Penn State.
Hmm.
He absolutely is. I don't give a shit what anybody says about oh, but the Jerry Sandusky, don't tarnish the Penn State name. Like, fuck you. You know how much Joe Paterno put into Penn State. Penn State would be nothing without Joe Paterno. It wouldn't be anything. Like the what he did, he was more than a football coach too. He gave so much to that school, and not only that, he didn't demand like some top salary. Like it was just like, it's not like, Coach Franklin, who is like demanding like 5-6+ million a year in
Jesus.
salary. Like, no, he wasn't. I think his salary, like on his last legs of his career, was like 500,000-700,000 maybe
Mm-hmm.
a year, which is fucking peanut for a football coach.
Okay, the cameos actually were in this video that you guys were talking about. Laura Spencer, who's like Good Morning America co-host, I guess. I don't watch it, but she was in it. Some dude, what's his name? Jim Stengill, former chief marketing officer, Procter and Gamble, Penn State alumni. Yeah, he apparently got married in Bellefonte. I feel sorry for him for that. Joe Jonas, yes, he did come in. NASA astronaut. Some Olympic medalist. Trace McSorley. He chimed in. See, I
third string quarterback Trace McSorley.
Yeah, that was at around, I think it's like, 13 minutes. They just call him NFL football player.
Was Christian Hackenberg fucking booked or something? What the hell?
They didn't even have Saquon in here, which shocked me.
No, he's too busy.
Oh,
Rolling
too busy.
Yeah, he's big time now. Like nobody look, seriously. Like, from an NFL scale, nobody gives a shit about Trace McSorley. He's a third string quarterback for the fucking Ravens.
Oh, really?
No one gives a flying fuck.
Oof.
Like, whereas Saquon Barkley, he was the number 2 overall pick, went to the Giants. He's like famous in the New York area.
Yeah.
He's always doing something. He'll be great. And I think he's on Jay-Z's he's on represented by Jay-Z's sports agency too. So
oh shit.
He's got he's got it all going on right now. He's big time.
Okay.
What's up?
Do you guys have the video up?
You're
pop it
telling
up,
me
big boys.
I have to fucking do it.
Yes, I have to put you through this torture for a part you're gonna laugh at it. Trust me. At least well, maybe you'll be angry, but you might laff too.
All right, so I clicked on the link. Which part of the video?
Okay,
I'm on mobile. I don't know if it's going to give me a different.
Go to minute 20. Okay, I'll just say 20:30. 20 minutes, 30 seconds. Pause it there for now, and we'll both play at the same time.
All right, so I clicked on the link you put. Okay, 20 minutes and 30. All right.
Yeah. You should see Fatima Odebesi on the screen. I actually did an ad project with her. But you'll see other Penn State students that you remember. This is a part, for anybody that doesn't have the context yet, this is a part where Penn State invited student leaders to share their words of wisdom to everyone. Student leaders, okay?
Yeah.
So everybody got open at that timestamp, 20:30?
Fatima. Okay.
Yep. You got there, Alex, too?
All right,
Sure.
1 sec. 7 seconds.
If you had an iPhone, it would have been quicker. Oh, you didn't hear that?
Yep, I'm there.
All right. When I say 1, we'll play it. 3, 2, 1. Dude, the sign language dude's killing it.
Ugh.
Oh, that.
Mm.
Yeah, at least he's on the CRs, not a piece of shit.
How did he get into this?
Oh, you should start some shit in the CRs chat.
I haven't seen him in the chat recently.
I forget if he left or if he just muted it. Oh, thank you, Zach.
I don't know, but that's the only fucker I know.
I knew some of these people. You're gonna know another one coming up. I think this person's here. I think it's after this one. It's after Isabel, I think.
Oh.
I don't know who that person is.
College Deb's president. Okay, you guys can pause it. You can end the torture. Yep, that's right. They included somebody that was an ex-Democrat, apparently.
Yeah, I doubt it. Two college Dems.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they had the college Dems president representing leadership and strength and progressiveness.
Well, obviously, because you go and have someone who's from, CRs, they wouldn't be representing leadership.
No.
No,
I mean, it is. It's like we were talking about this last time. Like, look, the only reason, the only reason that the Dems are doing as well as they are, really, is because the Republicans are not. The college Republicans aren't doing anything. Like, they're not doing anything. Like, all you got to do is literally show up and do some minimal effort, and like you would be there. It's just like, no, and I was thinking about it too, and I was like, okay, the group it's like a culture clash of philosophy with them. It's like you have hold on. You have it's like a culture clash in philosophy, where it's like for them it's a social club first, work second. But it's like, look, if you're going into this club where seats are hanging in the balance, like, that's kind of not how it's supposed to be. It should be work. Like, you should be work. It's like work first, and then social would be next.
Work hard,
I have a
play
big
hard.
yeah, like, but it's like, but yeah, but for them it's like a social club. It's just like another social club. And I'm like, well, that's stupid. Like, if you want to be social, there are social clubs for that type of shit. Like, frats and sororities and, other shit. There's other shit that you could join. Like, here, it's like, you join something like this, it's time to work, right? And whatever.
Speaking of this sort of stuff, I forgot one more part that's painful, but it's cringy and funny because of who's in it. If you guys still have it open, go back to the video and go to timestamp 31 minute. Go to 31 minute timestamp. There's something really just cringy.
31 minute.
Pause it when you're at 31 minute and we'll play it together. I mean, this thing was just, what happened was near the end, they decided to play, I guess, was it the alma mater or whatever the fuck the school song is. And so they got everybody to like zoom in basically for it. And they make a compilation of like all people doing it. And it just was like, oh, it's just painful. You both have it up?
Yeah.
At 31 minutes.
31 minutes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yepper.
I see that.
Okay, you
No, I
ready?
see that. Wait, hold on. No, it's not. I was just seeing all of them clapping.
Oh god. Oh, that was painful too. Oh, you know what Baron kept saying? Like when he was like, when he talked about like the honor students, he's like, "Would our honor students please rise?" I'm like, "What am I supposed to do?
Bye.
Stand in my fucking home?"
Okay, that's enough for me watching that forever. This
I'm
will
at
be
30
buried.
minutes.
You're at
No,
31.
I'm not. No,
Okay,
I'm
31.
Okay, you ready? You ready, Alex?
Hold on.
Do 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 do.
It's fucking terrible.
I know,
I'm there.
dude. Okay, ready, set, play. And look at the bottom. Okay, it's panning out. Now keep your eyes on the bottom.
Oh, I see that fucker.
Mm.
Is he even a student leader though? What has he even done?
That's what I was talking to my girlfriend about this. I'm like, how the fuck did he get into this? Like, what has he done? Nothing. He literally lost an election. He literally didn't get a leadership position on main campus. I guess it's his student government shit from the past and his branch campus, but still. Like,
Well, that's not now. Like, he's old news.
yeah. And then he's in this, and then they have these people, and I'm not blaming him for this, but they have people in this video like bopping their heads back and forth. Are you kidding me? That was like oh my god. Cringy, isn't it? And then they had the dude when he's talking about the alumni shit. They literally green screened him in front of the alumni building. Oh god.
Is he even graduating this year? Like, why is he even in there? I thought it was for like.
Wait, yeah, I don't think. No, he shouldn't be graduating. He shouldn't
Yeah.
be.
Hey, what's going on with that?
Yo, conspiracy time. So, if he was running for a presidential position for next year, he shouldn't be graduating. Because I know Kelsey Denny is. I know Fatima is. I know a lot of people in this that are graduating. He should not be graduating. Somebody
Yeah, why is
mentioned
he
this
in
in the
there?
group me. Or a friend of ours who's in. I'm trying to get him in the chat. I don't know what he's doing right now, but he's in another chat. He mentioned it too. I'm gonna ask. This shit's confusing. But yeah, so that's what I had to sit through for. Okay, it was 32 minutes. Absolute fucking cringe. Yes, I saw that thing about the moving out thing, but guess what? I'm not gonna be able to go till after June 2nd at the earliest.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
It's because, and I understand why they're doing it this way. It makes sense. But to get your stuff from Penn State, you have to be in a yellow or green county. Well, I'm in a red one, so I can't go get my stuff.
Well, that's so kind of bullshit. That's your stuff there. You should be able to go and like get out now. Like, isn't Penn State in like a yellow zone?
Yeah, but I'm not. You have it's where you reside that they're allowing who comes back.
Fucking Governor Wolf fucking up this whole state.
Well, it's Penn State's
Yeah.
decision for that. You were living in Penn State, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, you should go and sue them.
I don't know. Well, I mean, yeah,
Somebody's
hey,
already doing that.
We're
Governor
we're
Wolf.
face mask.
Governor Wolf holds some fucking responsibility here too. This
Well, so I don't
fucking
see why you
weird
can't do
state
that if you were-
coordinations and shit.
If you wear like like an actual face mask, I don't see why there would be a problem.
I really don't get to, especially since older people aren't going up there, and it dies off of surfaces. You know, if it's in direct sunlight, a few minutes. If it's not, then a few days at most. I really don't get.
Okay, like
Yes,
if you
Andrew,
wear
that
a
is a
face
magical
mask,
name.
they could go and have you like spray it down or whatever with like Lysol, and then have you with a face mask and just start wearing it in there.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know why they can't just let us go in with like a face mask or something. But I'm gonna go back to Penn State on Minecraft now. But it is stupid. I wish they could have done it better. Failed to connect to the server. What? But it's I don't know. I think again, I get why they're doing what they're doing, but I really don't think it's gonna matter. But man, oh man.
Anyway, let's not talk about this shit anymore. It's kind of fucking. No, congratulations, Sean. Okay, congratulations. But that was an awful fucking commencement.
I know.
And it's
Hey, we had fun mocking it. That counts.
Sort of.
Yeah, we tried. It was painful. Like, it's even so painfully bad that it's hard to mock. It's like, oh god. It's just the faces I saw there. I was like, if people knew what I knew about those people, you wouldn't be so smiley.
Yeah, shit, did you see this? That like apparently YouTube, Facebook, like all the, like the left-wing tech companies are like censoring this video pretty hardcore.
Well, what are they censoring?
This video called Plandemic.
Oh, I've heard about that. I heard it's not very accurate though.
I mean, what is?
Well, I don't even know what it was about, but I was hearing people say, like, yeah, like, even people on the road kind of like, yeah, this kind of bullshit. Like, guys, I don't know. That's just what I've heard. That's not my opinion, but it's what I've heard.
I don't know what to believe anymore. Like,
Me
this
neither.
is what I'm saying. Like, no, like they should not be in the business of censoring shit.
They shouldn't be. Absolutely not. Yeah.
Because they don't know. What the fuck do these people know about, like, that, about anything? Like with this COVID-19 shit, we're finding out new shit every week, right? Every week we're finding out something new. So why the hell are they censoring stuff that they think is not accurate when it could be accurate? You just don't fucking know, right? Who knows? It's all guessing. It's all guessing at this stage. And like I just it bothers me. And but beyond the First Amendment shit, I like no. Look, they're a platform. They're a social media platform, and honestly, they should be regulated. I gotta be honest. They should. I feel like they should be regulated just because, like you gotta protect the First Amendment. And look, social media is a town hall. I don't care what anybody says. It's a fucking town. Like when you have politicians on there, when you have corporations that are there, and they all do business postings on that platform, it's a town hall. It's
Especially
a modern.
now, since you can't actually go to your regular town hall.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, but this is how it works now. Like it's not your town. It's not the ordinary town hall, but it is the modern. It is how town hall activities are performed in 2020. Like, so you can't just like by censoring people like that, you're blocking people's ability to participate in town hall like activities. Like, and this is part why Laura Loomer is suing, right? It's like look, she's running for office, right? You're like by not giving her a account, you're really meddling in the election. You're meddling in the election because her opponents can have a Twitter account, and they can talk shit about her all day long, right? So how's that like literally because she doesn't have social media accounts now, you're basically stifling her ability to communicate with the greater, with her potential constituency base or her voter base. Like I just hope that she wins this lawsuit.
Yeah, I hope she wins a lawsuit. I hope she wins her congressional seat. She could be just such a powerful weapon against the left, and they are terrified. I don't know if many of them might be laughing now, but if she gets in, they'll be terrified of her. It'll be like kind of like a Trump victory, where they're like, haha, they're a clown, they're not gonna make it. Oh, we know what we're doing. 'Cause we're so intellectual, we're so smart. Oh, and then they win, and they're like, oh fuck, this shit's happening, and then they realize that they're screwed. Cause you know how much trouble Laura Loomer would cause, like good trouble. Oh my god, she'd be awesome.
Oh yeah. She would absolutely cause some crazy trouble.
But yeah, I hope she wins that lawsuit too. And again, to be clear, I don't think Facebook should be censoring anything. It's such bullshit. You know, I mean, look, I think the worst is really the fact that I can't share on nobody can share on Facebook a link with censor.tv in it, which is Gavin McInnes's media platform, and you cannot share stonetrial.com. And it's all because of who's a part of this crew right here. It's Gavin McInnes, banned on Facebook. Milo, banned on Facebook. Loomer, banned on Facebook. Roger Stone, banned on Facebook. I believe. Oh, no, he might not be, because he's still on Instagram. Maybe he's banned on Facebook, not on Instagram. I don't know. But you get the point here. The Stone thing is Milo's site too anyway, because he wrote a book about it. So they have not only banned Milo, they've not only banned Gavin, but they banned their companies and their fans. Their fans from sharing their shit. I mean, that's crazy. That's another level that is worse than just banning somebody outright.
They even banned me from buying ads on Facebook. Because remember our interview?
Yeah.
You remember our interview? Look, I bought ads to advertise the YouTube video when it happened, and they fucking banned me from buying ads.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Jesus. That almost seems worse now the more I think about it, because it's literally because now we kind of we know why. It's because it has Mr. Milo's name on it.
Yeah.
But hey guys, big tech censorship isn't real. Just remember that.
The CRs want you to believe.
It's a right-wing conspiracy.
CRs and certain YouTubers.
Yeah. And certain conservative politicians. Like, remember when Alex Jones confronted Marco Rubio? Do you remember that?
Dude, I can't stand fucking Rubio. Such a piece of shit.
Alex Jones confronted him, and he's like, "This guy's a bit of China. This guy, he doesn't believe tech censorship's happening." And he's like going on. I forget exactly what he said, but he was like going after Rubio, and Rubio's like, "I don't know who this guy is." Ho ho ho. Like and he literally acted like he didn't know who Alex Jones was. And then Alex touched him on the shoulder, and he's like, "Hey man, don't do that. Don't touch me, or else I'll." I forget, or he said like we'll do this outside or something. And Alex was like, well, Rubio's threatening to beat me up. And then when Rubio was walking away after Alex was like fucking trolling him some more and like disrupting shit, Alex Jones just goes, "There goes Rubio. There goes Rubio. Go back to your bathhouse, you little frat boy." It's like, oh my god, it's just fucking funny. Nobody has the balls like he does.
Yeah, he's definitely got a set. I'm not like, and it's like, I know people don't like him, and I'm like, you know, and I mean I'm not like completely, you know, I don't agree with everything he says, but like.
But I don't agree
I'm always like
everyone that anyone says, you know.
Yeah, but I'm like, well, I'm not gonna make that big of a deal if he says whatever the fuck he says. Like I'm just, it's not that. Like, look, and this is like, it reminds me of CNN when they did that hit piece on OANN.
Yeah.
Right. You know, they did and it's like. And they're not the only ones that have done it. Like now, they like CNN has a hit piece on One America. HBO and John Oliver, they did a hit piece a while back, and Rachel Maddow, I think she did a hit piece on One America. So pretty much like, but it doesn't. do you any good. It's like, well, like what are you trying to do? You're attacking, like, they're small, and if they're that, if they're as insignificant as you say they are, why are you mentioning them on national television, right? This worldwide stage, right? Why are you mentioning them, right? One, by mentioning them, one, you mention that they're not as small as you say they are, and two, they're a threat.
Yeah, exactly.
So
That's why they noticed that OAM is in the press briefing room. They're getting attention now. They're getting awareness,
yeah,
and they're afraid of that because OAM's becoming a threat, a legitimate threat, and they want to take it down.
they are excellent. I cannot stress how awesome of a job they do. Like, they are fantastic. It's like that old. It's like the way, for me. It's like the way that news should be done. It's like it has the feel like old school news used to be, right? You know, it's the person that sits on the desk, and they tell you what's going on. They tell you what's going on. They tell you the details about what's going on, and then they move to the next subject. And it's like they're trying to tell you what's going on, and it's like you just don't see that. You know, like every news out, every mainstream media outlet you see, it's like commentary. They'll tell you something, a little something about something that's going on, and it's like hour-long commentary. Like, I don't give a fuck. Just tell me what's going on. Give me some details, and then move the fuck on. That's all I need. And One America is great at it. And then they have of course, they have their own shows. If you want commentary, like, they have their own shows, but I don't need that shit all the time. Like, I don't need commentary all the time. I don't give a flying fuck what your opinion is. Just give it, like, look, I love, and they talk about the stuff that should be talked about. You know, they talk about a lot of the stuff that, um like, I didn't know that. So when Microsoft ended up getting the government cloud contract over Amazon, and then Amazon was trying to sue for because of you know apparently their complaint was the Washington Post um has said disparaging comments, and that affected the ability to to properly bid for the contract. So that's why Amazon was suing the government to try to block Microsoft's contract or whatever. It's useful news, right? It's like useful news. Like, there, just say that, move on, because it's stuff that I like to know about.
Yeah. Yeah,
um
and did you see what Oliver Darcy shared on Twitter too about what's her
oh,
name?
you mean about the Chanel Rion? Oh, she's
He's
gorgeous, and
okay.
she's very not very good at her job too. But yeah, you mentioned something about her fucking chair or
He's
something.
creeping her out, like he's following her, he's stalking her on the fucking the White House grounds as she's taking a chair into the briefing room. Or no,
Yeah,
taking it out of it and putting it somewhere. And he spread fake news that,
God,
oh, she's been
Jesus,
trying to drag this chair, this folding chair in, and they won't let her have it in there, which isn't true. She was
no,
just, they stored somewhere in the White House. It's like, dude, what's your problem?
he's totally Joe Bidening her. Like, he needs to
Yeah.
chill the fuck out.
And
Shit ain't
I
cool,
believe
man.
all women, so I believe exactly what Channel Rion's saying, which is, this is kind of creepy. Am I right? Speaking of Joe Biden, did you see the Megyn Kelly interview with
Oh
Tara
my
Reid?
fucking! I saw it. I commented on Twitter.
You did?
Like, no, I watched it and I was fucking angry. Like, I was so angry seeing that. Like, it just made me like, I was like, first off, did either of you see it?
I did.
Okay. Did you
No, I
see it,
didn't see
Alex?
it.
Okay.
I didn't see it.
Okay. And like sometimes, like, I don't know. I like She was very clear and detailed about, like, both the harassment
Everything. Everything.
both the harassment that Joe Biden is being accused of and the assault. Um, and the part that was like, okay, so then he'd there was a part where he like rubbed she's talks about him like occasionally rubbing her shoulders, and then like he sticks his finger like in her hair or something like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
what kind of sick fuck does that shit in the office? Like, I'm like, but again, remember what we talked about with the eye test, right? Like, I could see Joe Biden doing some shit like that. I
Mhm.
totally could see, I totally could see him do that shit. And then of course when she was talking about the sexual assault, um, that pissed me off. I'm like, yeah, you totally could have done that. Like,
I will say from uh, a review of the interview, I would say, and I am not a fan of Megyn Kelly anymore. I don't like her after she screwed
yeah,
Alex Jones, but she did do a really good interview.
yeah,
It was fair, firm, tough,
yeah,
detailed. It hit all the things that you need to hit. It didn't just go, oh, she's a survivor. I'm gonna give her a free pass. Believe the
yeah,
woman. She didn't do that. She questioned things that need to be questioned. But I think also Tara Reid did a great job of handling herself. Now, she claims she has no PR person, no lawyer, no nothing. I'll be honest, I don't
well,
know if I
now
believe
she does.
that.
Now she does. So after that interview,
Mm-hmm.
I think Megyn Kelly gave Tara Reid her lawyer, like the lawyer that she had when she was working out the exit deal with NBC and all that great, like whatever. Like she had, I think Tara Reid, from what I was reading, has Megyn Kelly's lawyer, and I think that's because like after that interview, they like, I
Mm-hmm.
guess they exchanged attorney information or whatever. But yeah, apparently she wasn't like, because really she only did the only thing she did was with her local newspaper before that interview. So like,
Yeah, and I think
well now she does. Now she probably does have all the stuff she needs, like a PR person and a lawyer or whatever.
I
Um,
now on the grounds of, do I believe what she says? I mean, I kind of am in the same camp as Phil, whereas I can't say for certain, but I could see Joe Biden doing that shit. I could see
yeah,
him doing it the way she
yeah.
describes it, like when he
I can't
would.
say I can't. I can't believe like I can't believe or not believe anymore because I don't know what the fuck is real. When it
Yeah,
comes to this sort of thing, I really don't know what the fuck is real anymore.
and
But the one thing I can say is, uh, I could absolutely see Joe Biden doing the shit that she was saying. I could totally believe it.
yeah, and the thing too is this is a chance with anyone, no matter how much you're lying or how truthful you are. Uh, you can have false memories, details that you think are for certain aren't sometimes what actually happened. So that's always going to happen. But I think with her, again, I could see Joe Biden doing this stuff, and the way she described how after I mean, there was just stuff like Phil described where he would touch her really weird ways. But the major incident of sexual assault was when she was dropping off a gym bag in some congressional hallway, I think. I forget exactly the
Mm-hmm.
location. But he puts her up against the wall and uh, he, I guess you'd say he penetrated her in her private area and,
Well,
started kissing her.
he stuffed his hands down. He allegedly stuffed his hands
Yeah,
down her
allegedly.
skirt,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Yeah. And then,
or put his hand up her skirt, and then felt his fingers up in there.
yeah.
And
This,
yeah,
this was
that's
with the fingers, wasn't with his penis.
no,
No.
yeah. You got to be careful with the penetration
Well,
thing.
that's how she described. That's why I was
Well,
using
no,
her words.
Allegedly.
yeah, but yeah, it's not like penetrable. That would be rape, but this would be like
Well, that's
This
not
is
how she
sexual.
said it. I believe she said
Well, no,
he penetrated me with his
if he forced
fingers.
himself
Digital
with his
penetration.
penis, that's like rape. But like penetration, that's sexual assault, which is still fucked up. But like,
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, I'm using her wording. I believe that's what her
yeah,
wording was. With his fingers, he
yeah,
penetrated her.
yeah,
But again, it's all allegations.
fucking now, I just pissed me off. Just pissed me off. Like if he is guilty of this shit, man, I just like it just made me even more like I was already weirded out and I was already kind of then after seeing that interview, I was like this month like if this dude actually did the shit that she was saying, man, he shouldn't even be like he should not only not be in running for president, he shouldn't be in any form of government work ever the fuck again. Like you can't have somebody like that. You just can't have somebody like that representing your country like that.
Well, and after he did this, he was like making out with her, like trying to do a bunch of stuff. It sounds like, and then when she basically, I think verbally and I think also physically, kind of told him, pushed him away. He said something along the lines of, "I thought you wanted it. And then he said, "You're nothing," or something like that, and that's the way she describes how she remembers that so vividly. And it sounds like something Joe Biden would say, like, "You're nothing." Like, when you see him confront these people in public and gets all nasty in their face, it kind of has that same nasty connotation. But then after that happened, she collected her stuff, went home, and called her mother. And the thing that, again, the reason I could see this happening is because it was very detailed. She knew exactly where it happened, when it happened, and she has references,
It
people
was
that
absolutely yeah. It is absolutely more credible of an accusation than Christine Blasey Ford was.
100%.
Like absolutely, because there's she remembers details. There was there's people that can corroborate her story,
Mm-hmm.
on a lot of it. And now and now you have court documents that kind of back up that something happened, and this I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure what they can do about it, but
I
I would
can't do anything
imagine.
about it. I don't think. I think the only thing the only thing that is a little bit weird, and I know she did get into this, is why. I'm still kind of confused. I need to rewatch. Is why did she show some support for Biden after this happened, and now comes out with this story?
Well, I mean, I think she wanted she wanted to vote. I think she was voting for Obama,
Yes.
not so much Biden. I think that was it. And I mean, there was a lot of people. There was like when Obama was running for office. I mean, look, George W. He did a lot of damage. It was like he basically gift wrapped Obama's ticket to the White House. But yeah, I think so. It was very easy. And she wasn't. She's she said she's a Democrat. She considers herself a progressive, and
But she did praise Biden at some point after
yeah,
the
yeah.
assault, which I
I
just
mean
don't
that's
get. And even Megan Kelly said, like,
yeah,
there's some. She worded it better than I'm going to, but there's
yeah,
some sort of weird psychological effects, like when you have a assault like this, where you
yeah,
actually, I don't want to say have like a Stockholm syndrome, but kind of like that, where you
yeah,
kind of have some admiration or liking to somebody that you shouldn't have, or
yeah.
I don't know. That's the one part that's a little weird for me, and I don't know. Again, that's why I think. I,
It does. It does give pause. So a little bit of pause, but
yeah,
I don't know.
that
There's a
still
lot.
doesn't
I
mean it
mean,
didn't happen.
I like even like And look, and even if it did, whether it did or didn't happen, it should still be given the same amount of
Due
attention.
process.
It should be given the same amount of attention, especially when they were so, like, when you're talking about these Democrats were so quick to, back up Christine Blasey Ford, and they were so quick and believe all women, and they were, I mean, they were delivering heat on on Brett Kavanaugh, and they were calling him a fucking rapist, and like right in
Mm-hmm.
front of his wife and children and shit. Like I'm like, look, now that the roles are reversed, it is kind of pissing me off a little bit that they're not really paying more attention to the situation, and you're getting people that are like, well, I'm still voting for Biden anyway, even if he is guilty. Of like, fuck you, dude,
Yeah.
or chick, whatever. Like
Yeah.
I don't like that shit.
Yeah.
I
And
just don't like it.
to me, the biggest problem is the double standard. And I
Oh
know
yeah.
people are then going to say, well, aren't you having a double standard too? Because you support Kavanaugh, but you have you tend to believe Tara Reade. And it's like, no, these are two different things because
Yeah.
Tara
Yeah.
Reade has way more credibility than Christine Blasey Ford.
Mm-hmm.
Way more. It's not even
Yeah.
close. And
And we like look, the Republicans gave Christine Blasey Ford, they gave her, they listened to her, they and they made the accommodations. They were as accommodating as you could possibly be. Like, look, they were patient. They welcomed her. They they brought in somebody to ask the questions that had experience talking to sexual assault victims. They really did take care of her, right? And there was no blasting this woman. There was no, like, they were very, like, Chuck Grassley did a really good job in taking care of Christine Blasey Ford, whereas like the same people that were backing up Christine Blasey Ford from the Democratic Party are now like just blasting Tara Reade, and like it's like, you're disgusting. You're disgusting.
yeah. And I was actually, after I saw the Megyn Kelly interview, I started rewatching bits of the Kavanaugh thing a little bit, just to get a sense of compare and contrast.
Yeah.
And I saw that Lindsey Graham clip again. Oh my
Yeah.
god,
Yeah.
base Lindsey 2.0. Holy shit, the fire and
Yeah.
fury,
Well,
and
yeah.
you can tell there's such a clear difference of political motives here. Like that
Yeah.
Kavanaugh thing was clearly politically motivated. And when Lindsay was going off, I didn't notice this before, but I noticed in this, recent viewing of the clip, like when he's going off, Dianne Feinstein kept putting her head down like in shame, because Lindsay just nailed on the head. That it was a total political stitch up just to screw over Kavanaugh and keep the court seat. And my theory on the Christine Blasey Ford thing is, I think something did happen to her, but it wasn't Kavanaugh, and she either has a false memory or something else. I really, that's what I think. That makes the most sense to me. And you gotta remember, Kavanaugh wasn't even at this party that she was at where the incident occurred. She doesn't even know where it occurred, really. She didn't know the date. She didn't know anything about it. But she did know that Brett Kavanaugh raped her at this party that he was never
That
at.
just seems. I don't know. I don't even think that we should be nice enough to go and say that this could have happened to her. Like, that just seems like complete bullshit.
No, I think something
Yeah.
did happen to her, but I don't think it was
something
Kavanaugh.
happened to her. Well, I
Whatever
think
the-
if maybe she was raped another time and then she maliciously put Kavanaugh on there, I don't want to go and give her the benefit of the doubt. Like, she's lost at this.
I mean,
She's a
yeah.
straight up liar.
Well, that's my other theory, is that somebody in the DNC, or maybe her specifically, like, it paid her off or whatever to use her rape story against Kavanaugh, even though Kavanaugh didn't do the rape. Or attempt of rape. Actually, it wasn't even rape technically. It was technically just a sexual assault. Yes, it's bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not downplaying it, but they gotta remember they painted Kavanaugh as a rapist, a gang rapist at one point.
Yeah.
And the Christine's allegation was that somebody, and she thought it was Kavanaugh, was at a party, shoved her down, and I think started fingering her in some way. I don't remember the details, and was about to rape her, and then it was like stopped or broken up. But I mean, it's just a night and day difference. And with Joe Biden, it's gonna be interesting to see how he comes out in interviews after this Tara Reade interview, how he's going to defend himself, what's going to be the new defense. And the fact that he's hiding at University of Delaware stuff is really interesting. I think there's something hidden there. And I don't think it's just this allegation stuff. There could be more stuff in there.
No, they were saying that there was another, I think there was another one. There was another allegation that kind of convinced Tara Reade to come forward with her story. And and I think there's a couple of others too.
Was that the code name? It was a poorly chose code name, but Karen in the interview.
Yeah. That was, I think was that a boss or coworker or something?
It sounded like a coworker.
But yeah, and he dug himself pretty badly because he had said that there was never any complaints or any kind of anything during his time as a senator, like, and this right here, like the Tara Reade stuff and everything else, it just completely destroyed that fucking narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like, okay, well, we're already off to a bad start. Now you already know how this goes. Like if you're bullshitting us, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. Like nobody, like, this is how, like, if you bullshit journalists, like especially independent journalists, they're not gonna stop. They're gonna see that. They're gonna see that as a red light, and they're not gonna stop.
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna stop until they get whatever it is they need to get. And so I don't know. It's not. I would imagine it's not looking good for Joe Biden. It's not from that particular area. Like, in the fact that you lied, like, or your camp lied. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know.
I think Tara Reade might be the biggest allegation against him. Maybe not, but it won't be the last. I know that for certain. There's going to be more.
Well, it already isn't. There have been a couple of. I think there is a couple others that have kind of come forward with something. I don't know if they're as credible, because I mean, you got to assume that there are at least one or two others that are kind of, that aren't accurate, but like, but overall, like, I mean, the fact that, if more people are coming out and that on top of the already, like, the creepy pictures and videos that are on YouTube,
exactly.
it's like, it doesn't pass the eye or smell test, buddy. Like,
doesn't pass the snuff test.
So
and the other thing too is, and this is what they tried to do with Kavanaugh, is when somebody is a rapist or or does sexual assault, it's a pattern. They just don't do it once, and then they give up their ways and they're a holly jolly fellow. No, it doesn't stop. And with Kavanaugh, they tried to mount more allegations on him, but they just got more ridiculous and discredited so quickly and easily. With Joe, this is why I keep saying there's going to be more, and like you said, there's already some more coming out. If he has done this to Tara Reade, which is possible, and we could see it happening, well, then that means we could see a whole hell of a lot more happening. And I don't think this is going to be the end for him. It's going to be maybe his biggest problem haunting him for the rest of the campaign, because we're only in fucking May. We still have an October surprise coming from both sides some way. We still have so much shit to go, and on top of that, he's got so many other problems for him. It could be. I've predicted this for a while, but since the Democrats are nominating Joe Biden, it's going to be Hillary 2.0. This is going to be worse. This is going to be worse than Hillary. It's going to be a disaster. The only hope they're going to have is the VP candidate. And, man, if you're using your VP candidate as your real candidate, you're in a really bad position.
So, if the arrows are pointing at Kamala Harris,
yep, that's why I bet money
for the
on.
VP, yeah, there were a couple of other people that were saying that the signs were pointing to her. But if you do that, then I also noticed in the Tara Reade interview that Kamala Harris was the first person, because that's in her. Kamala Harris represents her district, or she that's her senator. You know, like that's her senator, because she's from Monterey, California. So, Tara Reade, I mean. So she said that Kamala Harris was the first person that she tried to contact as far as the allegation went, and didn't hear anything from her. So for me, it's like, well, look, you allowed it. You allowed it to. You allowed this crazy shit to happen, and then you have your own fucking bullshit that you were like it's some nefarious relationship with the mayor or something, the San Francisco mayor or something like that. I don't know. Like, it was a lot. There's a lot of shady shit that in her backyard too.
She is far from clean.
Yeah. So it's not. I mean, and it's like, and I think with Tara Reade, I can also relate, because like I grew up believing some of the stuff that, like, you know, she did, as far as like with the classical liberal stuff. Like I'm like, oh, it's like, oh, you want to believe that these people are like good, and then you find out that they're just shady pieces of shit. It's like, well, fuck. Now, not only do I not want to root for these guys, I want to root against them. And then if there's a tie, then the Republicans get my vote, because I don't want government. I don't want big government. Like, I don't want the government intruding on my shit. So, and that developed a whole different side of me, you know. And I mean, I'm grateful that it happened the way it did, but like, I mean, it's like, dude, it took that. Like, it took you being a shady piece of shit for me to actually, you know, change course. I don't know. It's there was a little bit of me that was like, damn, I really do feel for this person.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And oh shit, what was it? Oh yeah, Michelle Obama. I think they are definitely thinking about a Michelle Obama VP spot as a number 2 option, but I don't think Michelle would go for that. I think she's smart enough to stay out.
She is denied it. She is denied interest on multiple occasions. Like, I don't think
well, so have a lot of people. So that to me doesn't mean a lot. But what I think is more clear is the fact that she is a smart woman that does not want to back a loser. I think she wants to keep the name intact, because she knows that would tarnish her name, especially given Joe Biden's now sexual allegations.
Yeah. Speaking of Obama.
Oh boy.
Obama.
Oh yeah, I heard some interesting shit with him.
Yeah, you should have saw
it?
this coming. Right. No, the like with the papers that were getting released, that got released yesterday, Obama apparently knew about the Michael Flynn deal.
You mean he knew that they were like those FBI notes where they were gonna basically make him
Yeah,
lie?
like that's what they were saying. That's what they were
Ooh,
saying, that
shit.
Obama knew that all this, that Flynn was being railroaded or whatever.
God. Yeah, just looked the
Yeah.
other way. I was like, oh,
Yeah, he was just, well, I mean,
nothing to see
who
here.
knows? Well, who knows? Like, he knew about it, but it's like, well, did he initiate it, or did he just kind of, just go along with it, or did he just turn a blind, like, did he just turn, or was it you know, did he just turn a blind eye to it? Like, we don't know all that, but like, of course, now he's Obama's sticking his head in the limelight here, with he's calling Trump's the Trump administration's response to COVID-19 a chaotic disaster. That's what he's saying, apparently.
Okay.
Which yeah, is that right? Yeah, this is a disaster. Yeah, yeah. Tell us more about this disaster thing you speak of, Mister
Oh, we could go into his.
Swine, Mister SARS, like with the guy who waited until there were 1,000 deaths before finally doing shit. Yes, please tell us more about this, chaotic disaster that you speak of.
And
Yeah, honestly, if Obama was in charge of this shit, how bad do you think this would be? Like, honestly, how bad do you really think this would fucking be? With a coronavirus that was spreading like wildfire, that was wiping out fucking Italy and cities in China, and it was spreading all over fucking Europe and shit. Like, how do you think Obama would have fucking handled that shit?
And let's
Honestly.
and we don't even have to, start with the IRS scandal, the Fast and Furious scandal. So many scandals happened under his administration that had hearings and were pretty freaking bad. Like Fast and Furious, people forget. I even forgot how bad that one was. That was where the government sent some guns down to Mexico, I think, and it got Americans killed. Like guns that we issued. I think you know the lore more on that one, Alex.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious. It's not a car movie. It's a real life thing that happened over there with Obama trying to, quote unquote, like track these untraceable guns in Mexico. It was a clear attempt to allow a false flag operation over there to enact more gun control in the United States. Like, that's one of the things Alex Jones was very right about. We still have false flags, so it's not a conspiracy thing that happened. And
Gulf of Tonkin.
Yeah, well, I mean, this shit, this was recent. People think, oh, this was back in the 60s. That won't happen today. This happened not even a decade ago. So, pick your poison.
Yeah, and I keep getting shit from people still about that some people saying, oh, you're a fan of Alex Jones. You know what? I'm even going to come out and say, like, damn right I'm a fan. I don't love everything he says. I love everything anyone says. And I don't agree with a good chunk of things Alex Jones has, some of his theories, I should say, to be clear. I don't agree with some of his theories, but I appreciate the fact that he thinks outside the box. He's going places other people are afraid to. At least he's for fucking real. And I appreciate that, and I think he's important, supremely important voice to have in the conversation, and a unique voice to have that when you don't have it, everything feels not only just boring, but it feels like there's a lack of critical thinking, a lack of imagination. And I'll tie this into the shooting of, I always forget that guy's name. Let's see, Ahmaud Arbery. I'm getting into Facebook debates and all kinds of little skirmishes here and there, all because I am saying, hey guys, let's wait till all the facts are out before we burn somebody at the stake, or two people in this case at the stake. Let's wait till the facts are out so that we know the full story before we jump to any conclusions. And I'm getting people like, oh, there's no way that anything could come out that would do this or that. There's nothing. It's impossible that some context will come out that would make these men innocent or that would change what happened. I'm like, oh, are you listening to what you're saying? I mean, I am doubtful that anything will come out that will make these two guys look like heroes or look like they did nothing wrong. I really don't think that's going to come out. But let's remember, it's wind the clocks back just a few days ago. The narrative was this guy's just a jogger, and two evil white men came by, murdered him in cold blood. Ooh,
Well,
white
like
supremacy in America.
what we were saying the other day. Like, look, it's like this is where I like. I'm just like I try to ignore the fucking when people are like when people start commenting on these fucking little videos when they come out, because like we were talking about the other day, more information is going to come out.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna look when they start investigating. There's going to be other there's usually other videos, there's eyewitness testimony, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's going to come out, right? And it may paint a different story. And so it's like, well, this is why the smart thing to do, like the most intelligent thing to do, is to just let the investigation run its course, right? Because this is what we're finding out now. It's like, okay, well, apparently there may have been, so you may have been snooping around. I'm not saying that warrants murder or whatever, but but there's a story. There's a story that has to take place. Like you're looking for a time, you're looking for timelines, you're looking for motive, you're looking for all that stuff when you're investigating and you're looking to, press charges on people, because we have laws in this country. Surprise, surprise, right? And there's a difference between, first, second, and third degree murder or like manslaughter or whatever, and so these investigations have to happen, and anybody who really gives an opinion before all of that happens is either stupid or they like
or they want to believe something,
or they want to believe something which I don't know, which definitely seems stupid to me, or they have a vested interest.
Yep.
Like they work for a newspaper or they work for some
an
media outlet
group
that gets their kicks off, that's looking for a story out of anything. Like,
well, I think it's also a bunch of this is why. Here's a good way. Scott Adams says similar thing in a tweet about this. A good way to sniff out fake news, and he said that broadly, is if something is a little too perfect and fits a narrative too well. And what I notice about this case and a lot of other things is it quick, like I said, the initial narrative was two white men randomly kill a black guy that was just jogging. And I'm like, does that happen in America in 2020? Is the Klan just riding around their pickup trucks like, ooh, we found another one, bang? No, I don't think that's what happens. I think there's something else going on here. I don't know what it is. It's still probably bad, but is it this narrative that's being pushed? Yeah. And that tells you that this is being used by people for certain political motives. And people on the right, too. They kind of virtue signaled on this and went like, look how not racist I am. I'm condemning this murder. And look, I hate racism. I'll always condemn it, but the way people were condemning it here was just so like virtuous. And I'm like, this is
it's a very virtuous thing. Like, I don't like how they go, oh, this was just they're doing this because they're because they're black or something like that, and if you don't agree with me, then you're a racist. I'm like, well, like take this story for instance. It's like you hear people say, oh, he was just out jogging and they gunned him down in cold racist blood, and I'm like, and that's like, and if you don't agree with that, then you're racist. It's like, well, look, the only not racist reaction is to let the investigation play out. Like treat everybody the same. And the same is giving that, letting that, investigation take its course, gather all the information and then grade it based on the information that you have. Like because we all should be given due process whether he's guilty or not, right?
Yeah.
And so maybe he was. And look, maybe he was snooping around in a construction site. Maybe he was doing maybe he snuck in a house or something like that.
Well, there's
Who
already
fucking
video of
knows?
that. There's already
You're right.
video now coming out that he
You
is
can have that. You can have that, and these fuckers are still guilty of murder or whatever. You can have that, but let the information develop before coming up with a conclusion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let these people do their job, and then we can come up with whatever we come up with, whatever comes up.
Well, there's already a video now coming out that shows him going into some home. I forget if it was under construction or if nobody was home at the time or something, but there's video of him coming into some home, and it's now looking like maybe on the same day he was a burglar. And look, again, that doesn't justify the killing, but it gives more context, and it makes a totally different thing. And I'm getting people on Facebook, like this one person I know that said to me, that's the act. I asked him, I was like, how do you know he was just jogging? And this person replied, that's the action he was doing in the video. That doesn't mean that's what he was doing. You can't really tell in that video. He was jogging. It's also a fact of the case that he was unarmed. A fact of the case. See, now it's just facts. Even though some people say they think they saw a hatchet on the street in the video. Again, I don't know if that's true, but we don't fucking know.
But no, we'll just, we don't know. We don't know much of anything. Like, just let it take its course.
And then this person goes on to say, you don't chase and kill an unknown person if you think they might have committed a crime. This isn't debatable. And I'm like, holy shit, this isn't debatable. Like, first,
Look,
I don't even care what you're talking about. You don't just say this isn't debatable. That is shutting down conversation.
When all you have is that clip, or when all you have is maybe one or two video clips, really anything's debatable at this stage in the game, right?
Yeah.
And like, and I don't, I'm not, I don't like commenting on anything just because I've been burned one too many times.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
Again,
look,
perfect examples of Covington kids. So many people.
Yeah.
So many people jumped on that. And they're like, oh, these kids were racist, assholes, awful, terrible. And then the full video comes out and you realize they did nothing wrong. And now they're suing CNN and a bunch of major news outlets. And everybody looks like a fucking idiot. So calm your tits, wait a bit, and let's just see.
They don't, and I'm sorry, the CNN and MSNBC, they do not deserve the benefit of the doubt.
No.
Okay? They don't deserve the benefit of the doubt, so I have to doubt them, whatever comes out of their mouth right out of the gate. But, I will do my own due process and let this thing pan out and see where it ends up.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, Candace Owens is even saying on Twitter, Ahmoud Arbery was caught on camera breaking into an unfinished property that was owned by Larry English. His mother's confirmed that it's him in the video. Please stop with this, quote, just a jogger, unquote, bullshit narrative. Avid joggers don't wear khaki shorts and stop to break into homes. It's like,
I'm not gonna, to be fair, I get that, maybe Candace Owens means well too, but I'm probably gonna ignore her too, just because I have to. Everybody has a little stake in the game.
Yeah.
And so for me personally, I have to wait. Let me see the facts once they come out, and then I will give my opinion. Okay, I'm like, it's disrespect. It's just disrespectful to everybody involved. Like, the was it the Georgia Bureau of Investigation? Like they're on it. Like let them do their job. Let them do their
Mm-hmm.
job.
I will
It's like, oh well,
say this isn't like a conclusion or anything. It's just a prediction, being clear prediction.
yeah.
I don't think the just a jogger thing is what he really was. Like I said, because I think there's more to the
And
story.
and
Maybe
maybe not, well,
maybe
no. I
he
mean, there's
is, but I don't. I highly doubt
well,
he was
well
just a
sure.
jogger.
Well, well, maybe well no. I mean, maybe not. But
I highly doubt it. Almost
I'm
like
not. I mean,
I'm not going to conclude
you
it
know.
yet, but I'm just making a prediction. And that's if people are making
I mean, I've
predictions, that's fine. But people are making conclusions and taking sides, which is a different thing. Because I can predict a lot of things. Like I predict AOC will win her re-election. That doesn't mean I support her. That doesn't mean I'm gonna fucking like shill for her.
yeah. I mean, I'm
But
not. I've been. And you could just. And it's still you can be real. You can be honest. Like, okay, if he was on a construction site that wasn't his, hey, I've I've done that. I've
there's
been
a
on
million
construction.
reasons why you could do that.
I've been on construction sites that weren't mine. Okay,
Yeah.
I was young. I was young and stuff. Whatever. Um, both can be right. Like, look, he could be on a construction site that wasn't his, and he could have been shot down, you know, in cold blood. That could be it. It could be, but we don't know. That's why the fucking investigation happens, right? So let it play out. Let's just let it play out, and it'll be fine.
Apparently Tesla. I'm not trying to switch gears here, but I just saw some Twitter.
Oh,
Tesla.
please move gears.
Yeah, we can do that. Tesla's
Yeah.
filing a lawsuit against Alameda County, which is in California, immediately. Elon Musk tweeted, "The unelected and ignorant interim health officer of Alameda is acting contrary to the governor, the president, our constitutional freedoms, and just plain common sense. Frankly, this is the final straw. Tesla will now move its HQ and future programs to Texas/Nevada immediately. If we even retain Fremont manufacturing activity at all, it will be dependent," and he forgot T, "on how Tesla is treated in the future. Tesla is the last car maker left in California." Boom.
Yeah.
Elon delivering
Yeah.
the goods.
I
Well,
mean,
I'm surprised he would not move it out earlier. Like honestly, they could probably cut down costs a lot, just the cost of living, the various regulations. Like if you moved it to more business friendly state, like the cost of those cars could, I read, like go down up to like 8%, like even before the coronavirus.
Is Elon getting more red pilled and moving in more of a right wing direction?
Well, I think it's just a business move, honestly. Like maybe
mhm,
he is, but
yeah.
it's just basic economics. Like if your place is shut down, you can go and move like a state or two over, and you could get like, I imagine huge tax write-offs. Probably less cost of living, less expensive cost for the talent. It's a win-win situation. And I think that like when he got that facility, he got it for like a steal too. So I mean that's why he kept it
Mm-hmm.
there. But like now it just makes more sense to move out.
Well, because I think it was an
And
old either GM or Chevrolet plant that
I
was
thought it was
abandoned.
Toyota. I thought it was Toyota.
Might have been that
I
too.
mean
I
either
don't know.
way, it was an old plant that was abandoned, and now he got for a steal of a deal. But you know, does he want to keep throwing money into something that's going to cost him, just more in expenses year over year when I mean, yeah, there's a good talent pool there, but honestly, you have someone like Tesla, they could bring talent from elsewhere into that state. And I mean, Texas is doing pretty good with talent wise too
Yeah,
nowadays. So I mean, like honestly, I think Texas is,
the
it's
best
kind of sad
option.
because I don't really know what's going to happen with Texas. They keep getting all these like engineers and shit in there, but for business, it makes more sense to go out of these Democrat strongholds. And I think more companies are going to start doing what Elon Musk is doing, either move to Texas, Nevada, or somewhere else, and that's going to probably kill the housing market in California eventually.
Well, I mean, the housing market in California is being artificially propped up.
Hmm.
Um,
Well,
I mean, look, it's being artificially propped up by China in the Middle East. Like they're buying a shit ton of real estate and just sitting on it Um, and basically forcing the price of real estate to go up. Um, I don't know. I'm thinking like I'm hoping that the government cracks down on all that shit, like with this whole coronavirus mess. Uh, if they crack down on China, I think California might be in some trouble.
Yeah.
Because look, California is quite dependent on China on a lot of things, and yeah, if anything happens to the relationship with the United States and China, California will be affected.
Yeah, like honestly, I think it's been time coming with California because
Mm,
they've allowed it to get more and more progressive. They keep increasing the cost to do business in that state, and honestly, it can only go so far until
Mm-hmm.
there's some level of pushback there. And they're, just being where they are, they've had this over reliance on Chinese and immigrant labor. Like it was kind of like a house of cards, and just setting it up for failure.
mhm.
Well, and as Machiavelli talks about in The Prince, you cannot be too generous. It's better to be more cruel than generous. And the problem with California is they think all these free programs is free healthcare, universal healthcare, helping out illegal immigrants, driver's license for illegal immigrants. All this stuff sounds so wonderful and fantastic and great. And oh my God, it's so progressive. But in the end, it's going to, I mean, they're already bankrupt, but it's going to bankrupt you beyond, repair that even fucking normie liberals there or leftists are gonna say, okay, this shit's crazy, I'm leaving. It's their state is going to collapse at some point, more than it already has. But I mean, like a total collapse. Like it will be just like a third world state, I guess you could say.
Well,
Yes.
did you see that fucking Gavin Newsom made some executive order or something like doing mail-in ballots only or whatever?
Yeah, yeah,
That's
that's
that's not going to work in the courts, right? I mean, I guess it could work in the state elections. I guess it could work in the state
mm,
elections. You're not going to be able to get away with that shit in the federal level.
yeah, it's sounds like an overreach for sure.
Yeah, yeah, they'll yeah, but I'm thinking that they're trying to manipulate it for the for like the Senate and the House seats or whatever. Because there are a couple of Californian seats that Republicans are like winning in poll wise, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
and having mail in ballots like you're talking about like uh, ballot harvesting, like which really help Democrats because there's like really no way to there's not really much of a way to vet like what ballots you're harvesting, and so yeah, it benefited Democrats royally in the 2018 election. So this time around, I'm not sure you're going to be able to play the same game. Uh, just because I it was that one trick, the ballot harvesting. It was like that one trick that you were able to do in that one election. You're not going to be able to do it a second time because the other party's just going to simply wisen up. It doesn't matter who it is, but like you, I don't know. But having this, it would like if you're having mail-in ballots, like there's definitely it opens the door for some serious dirty play.
Yeah.
Because like okay, so who's counting these mail-in ballots? Like where are
Yeah,
you
it's
sending them to? Like where what like it's like the Democrats run pretty much everything in California, so I don't know.
it's a shit show. Like
It is.
honestly, that whole state's fucked. Like it's kind of been that way since Reagan allowed the what was it? The Mexican like illegal immigrants, like the Dreamers, and that one act. And it's just been a slow decline since
Mhm.
then. And it's
Yeah.
sad. That's what happens. You give them a bone, you give them an inch, they take a mile. And now we've lost that state pretty much for eternity from all that I've seen, unless something really crazy happens. But
I mean, if who knows? Who knows? I mean, shit happens, but like California is just another level of
well,
fucked.
it used to be a strong Republican zone until then,
Yeah. Well, yeah. It was
and
very. It
that's
was.
like that's what happens with them, like illegal, like immigration, like that. You just give a million people who primarily, you know, are in that area just citizenship. You know,
I
they don't necessarily go and they're not like, oh, I'm gonna vote Republican. No, that doesn't happen, fortunately.
yeah. I just like Democrats want to destroy America. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I just think Democrats are looking to destroy America, and you're gonna have to fucking. You're gonna have to prove to me that that's not the case. You're simply gonna have to prove it. Like, and like, okay, I and I simply, I think, and this is another reason why I think America is still better than any other fucking country out there. I look at like um, everybody looks at Nancy Pelosi, and it's like, oh, she's been in the political game for like 30 some years or something like that, at least. I don't know. She's been in for a long fucking time. I don't know how old she is, and I'm not Googling that shit. Um, but and then she's grown her net worth to like over $100 million or something like that. Something like that. Well, why? Like people are saying, well, that's fucked up, and yeah, it probably is. But imagine if this was a socialist country, right? You imagine somebody who is in the somebody who's in the Communist Party for 30 years. How rich do you think they'd be? They'd be billionaires. They really would. They would be billionaires. Look at the people in the Chinese Communist Party that are like that have been in for years to decades on end. They're fucking rich. They're fucking gargantuanly rich. And like at least, yeah, I mean, you have, it's fucked up that, you know, Nancy Pelosi's amassed 100 and what is it, 130 over 130 million dollars or whatever, but like if this was a socialist country, she'd be way richer than that. Like she'd be a billionaire, and that is so wrong. Like you should not be a billionaire off of a political office. It's just fucking dirty.
It's supposed to be a public service.
Yeah, I mean it's fucked up, but there's at least some sort of checks and balances. That's why you have the three branches, and all three of them are supposed to keep a intertwined checks and balances to our you know to our government, and you know I, there's nothing like it. And in fact, all most of the successful governments have a constitution that basically mirrored ours. Like our constitution is the greatest piece of legislation ever in world history. And like and fuck yeah, we're gonna protect that shit at all costs. But like I just I never like like I have to be honest with myself and go, look, I mean these Democrats have no desire to work with us. They have no desire to honestly work with us. They're set on their ways, and if they had a chance, we'd be wiped off the face of the fucking earth, right? And we have to fight back. We have to get more aggressive. We have to um we have to take a stand. We because yeah, I'm just for too long we've seen Republicans just kind of sit there and take it on the chin over and over again, and not be confrontational, not want try to follow the path of least resistance, and it's like, no, we have to fight. Like, this is why Trump this is part why Trump won.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he stood his ground. He's getting aggressive, and everybody else that's following suit is being successful too. Ron DeSantis, right? He stood up. He fought. He's
Yeah, in Florida.
successful. Matt Gaetz, he stood up. He's successful. Devin Nunes, he's standing up. He's successful. Like, all these guys are following suit, and this is part what makes Trump great too. Like, people are following him, and they're becoming successful. Like, it's not only good enough that you're like that Trump is in and Trump is doing his thing and Trump is successful, but now other people are following his lead and now they're becoming successful. That's where you measure a true great leader.
It's like he says, it's a movement.
It is. It really is. And this is what we were trying to tell. For even something for as small as our little fight with the fucking college Republicans, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're fighting. We're fighting. We're fighting against people that don't want to fight. They want, the path of least resistance. They want a cozy fucking gig, right? We're not. No, this is election time. We got to put on the gloves and get ready for a fucking fight,
Mm-hmm.
because that's exactly what the other side is doing.
Well, I don't have anything more to talk about tonight, but if there's anything else you guys want to touch on, we can before we wind out. Since it's already getting around 1 a.m.
Yeah.
But I know you visited Micro Center today, Alex, and you enjoyed that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a fun place. I wish they had more of those around, Western Pennsylvania. Like the closest one to me was in like Ohio, like 100 miles away. But yeah, no. When I'm down with my parents, I love going there.
Yeah. Well, anything else we want to touch on, or is that it?
I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Well, yeah, I have nothing else I want to say. What's that Kotaku article you just posted?
Oh yeah, apparently someone released like a super fucking lefty game.
Oh boy. It's how we fight the right. We're gonna use video games. We're gonna be the new Gamergate. We the progressives. It's gonna be the progressive Gamergate. Yeah. But yeah, maybe I don't know. We'll think of something more to talk about next time. Maybe more culture stuff, or if there's anything new. But it's, man, we've been shut down for 9 freaking weeks now. 9 weeks. If you include my spring break, it's 9 weeks since everything went to shit. So still got more time to go, but thank you everyone for tuning in. We're gonna keep doing these as long as we can in this quarantine life. Please subscribe to the channel, share the video, do all that great stuff. Break the conditioning and get good shit out there. We appreciate it. And as always, stay safe and wash your hands. We'll see you guys on the next stream. Thank you for tuning in. Wash your hands, bitches.
Later, Gators.
Adios.